Hi everyone, I'm Tim Cash and welcome to the IMDb show. Joining me now, undoubtedly the most famous person I've ever had in my living room, the one and only Shailene Woodley.
Hi.
What's up? How are you?
You know what? All things considered, I'm great. How are you?
I'm very well. One thing I did want to point out is that you, as well as being in self-quarantine, you're doing a ton to help. You want to talk to me a little bit about what you're up to and what you're doing?
So there's so many angles of this that need to be talked about, right? I think the obvious ones, the ones that we see all the time in mass media, is supporting those on the front lines, supporting the essential workers, supporting those who are in hospitals right now. And I'm donating a lot to those causes, but the cause that's really near and dear to my heart is anxiety, because there's so many people who suffer with anxiety 24/7. It's actually my mom's charity. She put this anxiety thing together, and it's called allittakes.org, and she does these live webinars giving people tools to deal with their anxiety amongst this crisis.
Yeah, awesome contribution, allittakes.org. Okay, let's talk movies, right? Congratulations, you have a brand new movie, Endings, Beginnings.
I love Jack, but I gotta deal with the fact that now I know you. You're making me all crazy.
I don't need to be a wedge in your friendship.
I found your character, Daphne, so interestingly flawed. And what was it that resonated with you?
For me, I think it's really interesting to see a female who has multiple intimate partners, who doesn't have her together, who is incredibly flawed. You know, a lot of us have relationship dynamics like this in our lives. A lot of us don't overanalyze decisions that we make, and that was something that I thought was really interesting about Daphne.
I'm tired of hurting people. I don't know how to stop.
You spend a lot of on-screen time with both your co-stars, Sebastian and Jamie Dornan. It was very interesting to me watching because we see two different versions of Daphne with each of the two characters. Do you have to change the way you act depending on who you're in front of?
I mean, my sort of philosophy with acting is all it is being a professional listener. I don't think there's really much else to it. So for me, the taking that philosophy and applying it to this movie, it's not about thinking if I'm going to react differently with Sebastian than I am with Jamie. It's Jamie elicits a different energy from me, and Sebastian elicits a different energy from me.
It didn't feel right being alone. It didn't feel right not exploring both of these people.
Okay.
You know?
There is a fantastic moment in this movie where we get to hear Shailene Woodley sing.
That's not me singing. That's Daphne singing.
Sorry, my apologies. So look, you get asked to sing in this scene. What goes into that?
That was definitely a specific decision to make my voice sound a certain way. I don't think that Daphne necessarily had a lot of confidence singing, so I wanted to portray that. Oh no, I've said too much. I've said enough. It's those small things those are the bits that I feel like really build characters for me to understand them better.
So what you're saying is basically Shailene has a better singing voice than Daphne.
I hope so, yes.
You've obviously done huge movies like the Divergent franchise and also smaller, more intimate projects. What do you get out of one that you can't get out of the other?
It's hard to compare because I've done some studio films that feel like independent films, and I've done some independent films that feel like studio films. So I think it, more than differentiating between blockbusters and low budgets, for me, it really comes down to who are the people you're working with. You know, George Clooney said to me when we did The Descendants a decade ago, he said, it's always the director and it's number one on the call sheet who create the energy of a set. And it's completely right. I'd like to also add that it's the director, it's the first assistant director, and it's the number one actor on the call sheet. Those three people truly have the power to make or break the joy of a film set.
So when I retell this story, I'm going to say that George Clooney told Shailene Woodley, who told me.
There you go.
So because we're all at home, we've got more time to watch some great television and movies. So Shailene, what's on your watch list?
I never really watch films or TV, which is so funny considering what I do for a living, but I didn't really grow up watching them, so it wasn't something that came into my adult life or carried into my adult life. So I'm watching a movie a day and it feels really rewarding. I've been texting a different friend every night and asking for recommendations. A few nights ago, I watched A Place in the Sun which Drake
Okay.
Famous actually recommended to me. And
Yeah.
I loved it, but it was tragic. God, it was tragic.
They're gonna say things, I know. Things about me, I know. It's gonna make you stop loving me.
Last night I watched a really, really fun South Korean film called Wuchi the Demon Slayer. It may be my new favorite movie. It's a bunch of Dow masters running around and coming in and out of reality. It's sort of like if The Matrix and Inception and maybe a Marvel film became one. That's this film.
So that was yesterday. What's today? What's tomorrow? And what's on the watch list in the future? Throw me out some movies.
Tonight is Kramer versus Kramer.
And I don't love you anymore.
Okay,
Wait.
so basically, if you're watching this, you can watch alongside Shailene Woodley, Kramer versus Kramer. Okay.
Which Callum Turner, who I worked with last year, a brilliant British actor, has been bugging me about for months. So I'm finally going to do it tonight.
Isn't this terrific? This is terrific. We got to do this more often.
And then from there, I literally have my list of friends, and I say, give me 3 options, and then I kind of throw a dice, and that's the one I watch.
Well, listen, I want to say thank you so much. Any message for the people watching?
Thank you so much for staying the F home. It's a wild time, and I just feel very grateful to be healthy and to feel safe. And my heart is extended to all those people out there who are not feeling secure and who are feeling scared of the future, scared of the present moment.
Shailene, we thank you. Thanks for connecting on this
Thank
2D
you.
platform right here. Endings Beginnings is on digital starting April 17th and on demand May 1st. Shailene Woodley, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy.
For sure.
Bye.